Ravemon is here for the Digimon card game, and it can do a bunch of crazy things by trashing cards from your opponent's hand. Digimon fans, welcome back, and today we'll be showcasing the all-new Ravemon Deck Profile. Ravemon debuted from the EX4 Alternative Being set, bringing in a whole new style to play purple. This deck focuses a lot on self-deletion and recursion to gain advantages throughout the game. It can even make your opponents trash cards from their hand, potentially, and even add cards from their security stack to their hand as well at the same time to disrupt their game plan. So if you guys want to learn how the deck works and how to play it, then stick around as I'll be showing you guys the combos right after the deck profile. So let's get started. Alright, like always, let's start with the Digi-Egg cards. 4 copies of Pinamon, which is the dedicated Digi-Egg for the archetype of the deck with Ravemon, with its on deletion, inheritable. If deleted outside of battle specifically, you get to gain a memory. Gaining memory is always great, so that you can make more plays, play more cards, and do more things during your turn. And yeah, the 4 eggs is really all you need for this particular deck. Then let's now get into our rookies. First and foremost, definitely need to showcase the main star rookie of the show of this particular deck when it comes to Falcomon, and you want to be playing 4 copies of it for sure. It is your on-play searcher, revealing top 3 cards of your deck, adding 1 purple Digimon card with Ravemon in its name, or Bird, or Avion in one of its traits. And you also get to grab its dedicated tamer, which is Keenan among them, and then you place the rest back to the bottom of your deck in any order. It also provides the inheritable of on deletion. If it's deleted outside of battle specifically, your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand. So yeah, lots of synergy with the Digi-Egg card, lots of value when you're being deleted. That's what this whole deck is entirely all about, and we're going to be seeing lots of those as we go through. Did you guys know that this is currently still is not the full power version of the Ravemon deck just yet? The next big set, BT13 versus Royal Knights, will bring in even more Ravemon support, and it will make the deck super strong with burst mode as well. So if you guys are just as excited and want to see me cover the updated version when it comes, then be sure to subscribe, turn on that notification bell right now to stay tuned. Also give this video a like while you're at it, as it really helps the channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now, as we go through the other rookies, we got some really good old ones that make a comeback that has a lot of great synergy with the deck. This one is Tsukaimon, which is also a rookie. Simply on deletion, you gain a memory. Once again, this one is a little bit better because it doesn't have to specifically be outside of battle. It can be just generally deleted. You instantly gain a memory, and yeah, very nice for sure. And then to sum up with rookies, we play the 4 copies of the Gabumon from BT2. On deletion, draw 2 and trash 1 to cycle a bit more cards if you need, find more pieces so that you can make more plays, and just has a lot of good synergy overall. So just before we show you guys the level 4s, there's actually something else that's really cool that I want to share with you first. So check this out.
Hey guys, first and foremost, we would really want to deeply thank you all for supporting the first ever release on the Avault channel, being the Darkness Force playmat. You guys were so amazing to the point that it was sold out in the first 24 hours, and we totally got blown away because of that. Don't worry guys, we got even more cool projects in the pipeline, and to celebrate the EX4 Alternatives Being set, me and my friends over at Team FD and Banto will be collabing once again, and we'll be releasing the all-new Omega Berserk playmat. Again, this is going to be a limited run, so only 300 copies of these will be made, and each and every one of them, just like last time, will have a unique serial code to make it extra special. So be sure to mark your calendars, as orders will be open on June 30th, 10 p.m. EST until July 7th. Links and additional details will be left in the description box down below. And lastly, we really wouldn't be able to make all these amazing and cool projects without you guys. So deep down again, thank you guys so much for the continued support.
As we move on to our level 4s, we got 4 copies of Peckmon, which is the main level 4 Digivolution of the entire line. For 2 costs to Digivolve, it has 1 Digivolving. If you don't have Keenan in play, you get to play 1 Keenan from your hand for free. So always very typical when it comes to these level 4 champions we've seen very lately, where you get to play Tamers for free, which is great. It has on deletion. If it's deleted outside of battle specifically, your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand, and you guys can see lots of value, lots of other combos coming in when you do get deleted, and definitely a 4 for sure. Next, we got 4 copies of Digimon. Just like our Sukaimon with its inheritable, you get to on deletion gain a memory. Very, very simple. This one's the level 4 one, so then we can do more value stuff as well. And then to round off the level 4s for now, definitely want to play 2 Ravemons. Sometimes we get to do a hybrid for game, which happens every now and then. Making that extra swing helps you win those games, so that's what I like to go for the lineup. That's it for our level 4s. Let's talk about level 5s. 4 copies of Chromon specifically, and this is the ultimate form of our Digivolution line when it comes to Ravemon. It has, when attacking, if you have a purple Digimon in play, this Digimon can Digivolve into a Ravemon in your hand for the Digivolution cost. So really cool, just like X Antibody on legs in particularly, where you don't need X Antibody, so you can Digivolve into your Ravemon and then do all those combos. And yeah, really, really nice because it can do a lot of crazy stuff with it, especially with its on deletion effect as well. If it's deleted outside of battle, you get to delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon, giving you even more value and board wiping sort of capabilities potentially with your other cards. And then to round off for all of our level 5s, we just finish it off with 3 copies of Skullmeramon. I just want to be Digivolving very quickly with this particular build generally, so having the 2 cost is actually very nice. But there are some other really decent level 5s, which I'll talk about a bit more later on as well. But for now, Skullmeramon is just great for me. That's it for our level 5s. Let's talk about our level 6, where we only have the 4 copies of Ravemon here essentially. And Ravemon is the boss Digimon of the deck, very core and very important, and it does a whole lot of things. It only costs 3 to Digivolve, which is very memory efficient. It has 11,000 DP, but that does not matter because it has our good old friend jamming right here as its main keyword. Jamming, for those who don't know, basically it doesn't get deleted by security battle when you check against anything that's a Digimon with DP. It does potentially get threatened by options though, for sure, but it has an end of attack by deleting this Digimon that has a Digivolution card specifically with Bird or Avion in one of its traits. At the end of your opponent's turn, you get to play one Ravemon from your trash without paying the memory cost. So you can play this guy back and it can float back out, and then you can just pressure the opponent's board once again. It has a on deletion effect, which is really, really cool. If your opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, they will have to trash 1 card from their hand, which they get to choose for themselves. However, if your opponent has 7 or fewer cards in their hand, you make them add the top card of their security to their hand. So really, really great value regardless of the situation of how many cards your opponent has in their hand. The less the better, because you can essentially get rid of security and can push for game, push for lethal a little bit more easier. But if they have more, you can disrupt their plays, disrupt their game plans, force them to take away cards, and make them make really big decisions to slow them down, which is also part of this entire deck's game plan as well. And I'll show you guys how it all works in the combo segment later on. But that's it for our level 6s. For our level 7s, of course, we have to showcase the brand new Shine Greymon right here. In particular, it is a pretty decent one to Digivolve on top for 5 costs even, because when Digivolving and on deletion until the end of your opponent's next turn, blanket effect, all of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5,000 DP. And it has a second effect of end of attack, delete this Digimon and one of your opponent's Digimon of any kind that you want, and then it recovers one after as well to, build up your security back if you're ever behind, or, establish more security if you're early. And then if you have a tamer in play, you can also hatch a Digi Egg, which is going to be ultra value for this one single card. It has 15k DP, super strong, really, really good level 7. And for the other one that can really suit very nicely as well is, of course, Death X. You guys can really juggle between the ratios, whether you want 2 Shine Greys or multiple Def X's or whatever, between the two. For now, I'm playing 1 and 1 just because it's nice. Def X is still really good against certain matchups, being able to Digivolve, pop wide boards, and reduce its play cost. So that's really how I'm going for at the moment. That's it for all of our Digimon. Let's talk about our Tamers. Right now, we're playing 3 copies of Keenan. Keenan is your dedicated memory tamer for the deck, but not only that, it has a lot of synergy with your on deletion combos essentially, because all turns when one of your purple Digimon with Ravemon in its name or Bird or Avion in its traits is deleted by suspending this tamer, you get to draw 1, and if that Digimon was deleted by an effect specifically, you get to gain a memory as well. So really important, really, really cool card. Some of you guys might even play a 4 of just to increase the consistency of it at the moment. However, 3 is just really, really good, and really usually, seeing 1 is already good enough for the whole game in most cases. And us also, because we play good old analog youth, 2 costs to search revealing top 3, grabbing yourself 1 Digimon, trashing the rest to set up your trash is also really nice. With its all turns, very similar to Keenan. Essentially, when one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with Digivolution cards is deleted, you get to suspend him, and then you get to gain a memory, hatch an egg in your breeding area, and build up your second stack, and that's really what it's all about. So lots of memory gaining right here. Really cool effects overall, as you guys can see, and that basically sums up with the Tamers. Now let's talk about our options. The main option of the deck, which I am currently playing as a 4 of, is the Ameno Ohabari right here. This is the dedicated option card, which is Ravemon's signature move, essentially for 4 cost. Main, by deleting one of your Digimon, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with level less than or equal to that Digimon. If you deleted a Digimon card with Ravemon in its name with this card, at the end of your opponent's turn, you get to play 1 Ravemon from your trash without paying the memory cost. So setting up multiple Ravemons gives you the floating capability again and again, and you can pressure and keep swinging, and having that body is always super nice, and you can always use its effects again and again, which is really cool to combo with your on deletion as well. So yeah, right now I'm playing a 4 of, and the other reason is also because it has a security effect of deleting your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level, so a pretty nice bomb for sure there too. Then for more self-deleting effects, we have Calling from the Darkness, really great standard purple staple that you must have. And then of course, you have a copy of Deathclaw as well. If you guys want to play 2 Deathclaws and 3 of the Ame cards instead, totally up to you, but I just prefer 4 Ames in general. But yeah, Deathclaw is also a very good one. And then to round it off for all of our options, just for searching, memory gaining, and really good standard staple, 3 copies of Purple Memory Boost to sum up for the deck. That's it for our 50 card main deck. Now let's talk about some other cards that I thought of adding generally into this. Of course, if you want Floodgates, Gazi, Psychmon, just really good general floodgates to always have. I'm always going to be suggesting these every now and then if you guys ever want to tech these guys in, however many you want, depending on the meta and the situation. For level 4, another really good card is Saberdramon right here. Saberdramon can give retaliation. Sometimes you do want to swing in with retal, so then you can delete yourself as well, and then, you know, do a lot of stuff, but also like just get rid of a really big opponent's boss Digimon bodies. So really up to you guys with that one. Another level 5 you can play is a Pumpkinmon, other than just Skullmeramon, which we're currently running. This does cost 3, but it has on deletion, triggering draw 2 and trash 1, exactly the same as Goblimon, so then you can cycle for more pieces and build your Digivolution stack that way. But generally you can build really quickly, which I argue that's why I don't really necessarily need to play the Pumpkinmon, in my personal opinion. Last but not least, I think I have a really cool spicy little other secondary level 6 to suggest, and we're bringing back Devimon from BT4. Devimon does cost 4 to Digivolve, but has an opponent's turn. Once per turn, when a card is removed from your security stack, you get to trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Really high pressure card, which I still think is pretty decent with this effect, even in today's metagame. Also has a secondary effect, which synergizes with the whole concept of trashing your opponent's hand, because on deletion, your opponent trashes 2 cards in their hand. So really cool again, really great synergy if you want to get rid of your opponent's cards a lot more faster. Devi is also another really good secondary level 6 other to go into, other than Ravemon, because it gives you on deletion perks and sort of combo synergy with the entire deck as well, which is kind of nice for sure. Alright, that's it for all the cards I wanted to show you guys. Let's quickly just jump into the how to play in the combo segment of the deck. So early stages of the game, of course, hatch your egg as per usual. So for the searching cards, play your Falcomon, although it's, you know, ideal to sort of Digivolve inside to sort of build your stack with its Unhurtable, because it has a lot of synergy with Ravemon. But for this current particular build at the moment, it's just better to hard play it just so you can search for your pieces when you can, and then also play Analog Youth, Purple Memory Boost. These cards are to help you to search. And then this is why I rather Digivolve into Tsukaimon and Gabumon, because these guys provide Inheritable with no on-play effects. So really depend on what you guys prefer usually, and this is how I like to set up. Of course, as you're building into your level 4s, more Inheritables the better. Peckmon in the early stages of the game, you want to push out and Digivolve, and so that you can play your Keenan for free. Absolutely value and absolutely fantastic. If not, otherwise just Digivolve in your raising. Sometimes you just need to build it, and if you don't see your pieces, that's all totally okay, because it provides inheritable. Either Peckmon and Devimon is always really ideal, honestly. And then as your level 5s, the ideal one you want to get into is your Chromon for sure, because again, it provides the inheritable and it can have an attacking effect. And then of course, otherwise you can Digivolve into Skullmeramon just to be a little bit more memory efficient if you ever need to, but otherwise, you know, keep going with it as it is. So what you're really trying to look for when you're building your stack is actually more important to make sure you at least have a avian or bird within the stack. Don't build an off stack with none of those. You want to have at least one of them in there because it's going to be really important for your Ravemon combo and effect in order to actually activate as well. So meanwhile, you continue your searching, continue to digivolve, continue to build, and you really want to be looking for your Ravemon, and eventually you get there. So if you have Chromon for starters, you can actually just push it up. You start at 3 memory anyways with Keenan. If you have it, you can just swing with Chromon and digivolve into Ravemon for 3 costs. This is pretty nice sometimes because then if you don't have enough memory to pay and you can't return your turn, for whatever reason, then using Chromons when attacking effect to digivolve into the Ravemon can be very, very helpful. So either way, you want to be swinging with Ravemon. Ravemon has jamming in particular, so it's very unlikely to, get deleted by security battle unless it runs into an option. And then at the end of the attack, this is when you want to be deleting itself with its own effect to utilize the other parts of its effects. So once again, the really important part of this combo is that you need to make sure that you have a avian in its traits or bird in its digivolution sources in order to actually do this. So what you do is you delete itself, and then you resolve all your on deletion effects at first, one by one. So Sukaimon will gain your memory, Peckmon can trash a card from your opponent's hand, and then Chromon can also delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. Pinamon will also gain your memory as well. Keep in mind also when Ravemon is deleted, you get to make your opponent either trash a card from their hand if they have 8 or more, and then if they have 7 or less, make them add a card from their security stack to their hand, and really great synergy once again, just like that. So lots of value right here. And also with Analog Youth, you get to suspend it to gain you even more memory, suspend Keenan to draw a card and gain another memory. And the most important part why Analog Youth is super good in this particular deck is because you hatch an egg. So by hatching an egg, you get to draw, find more pieces as you're going. Then you can immediately build into your second stack and continue to build and set up for a second one. Now that all of this is deleted, essentially, Ravemon will be in the trash, and then it'll be ready to come back out during the end of your opponent's turn, which is always going to be really nice. But before you continue, you just keep building your secondary stack and getting ready to go. And if you can find a secondary Ravemon as you're cycling through all these cards, then great, digivolve it into it as well, just like that. So you got another one ready to go. And then when your opponent ends their turn, you get to play one from trash, and the next turn now you're ready to go and go again. And that's how you want to be repeating the combo. Keep in mind Ravemon's effect only activates when it has Digivolution sources, so make sure you have Digivolution sources. Whereas then this Ravemon here is still pretty good because you can continue to check your opponent's security again and again and again and continue to chip them down and pressure them. If they ever delete it with removal, then you get to also then force them to trash a card from their hand again or make them add a security. Otherwise, sometimes you can just Digivolve into Shine Great to even pressure the board even more further if you really want to, which works very, very nicely as well. And then sometimes you can Digivolve into Death X, but Death X is really just for matchups where you can hard play and reduce its cost mainly. And then once you got your second stack ready to go, you push it up, and then you basically continue with this combo. You swing and delete. If your opponent has stuff to delete, and when you have multiple Ravemons in your trash, this is the situations where you would consider playing the option card to delete your Ravemons instead. So because by deleting that, the option card will let you play a Ravemon back, and then even let's say this one you delete itself. Let's just say here this one with the stack, you delete itself with its own effect. You gain the memory, you do all the combos and all the cards, and you play this one to delete the one with no sources, which then at the end of your opponent's next turn, you get to bring back 2, which is also really neat. And then again, you continue to sort of like recur your resources this way and continue to swing and pressure and to basically win your games with this particular method, which is kind of straightforward and pretty easy to understand. And it's pretty cool, really fun to play this new way for purple, which I'm definitely excited for as well. That'll wrap up for our deck profile today. If you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please give it a like. If you have any suggestions, recommendations, or questions, be sure to share it with everyone in the comments down below. I got a new discussion series called Why Nobody Plays on the channel, which is incredibly popular at the moment. So go ahead and check out the first episode right now. Links will be left on the top right iCard and in the description box down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you next video, and this is Avault, signing out.